Hello, this is Problem Games. I created this YouTube channel because I was tired of games that should have been amazing that fell short because the developers of the game either just didn't put the time into fixing it, or it was just a huge oversight and it shouldn't have been that hard to fix. Today I'm going to be reviewing the controls of Mass Effect 2 in hopes that these changes will be simple enough that they can implement them in Mass Effect 3. I realize this is kind of late, so it's probably not going to happen, but maybe they can patch it in somehow. Okay, well, let's get into the game. Okay, so my main problem with the controls in Mass Effect 2, and probably the biggest one because you have to deal with it the most, would be the weapons system. Now, in order to switch weapons, there's a hotkey you can push to rotate weapons, you can use your mouse wheel to rotate weapons, or you can bring up this little menu here and just choose your weapon individually. I would prefer to have just a button I can press to switch to any specific weapon. Say I push 1, I switch to my first weapon, 2, I switch to my second weapon. The reason why I like this is what it's able to do that the rotating weapon system is unable to do is, 1, I can't jump straight from my first to my third weapon in this system. And what the pausing menu does that I don't like is I feel when you have to pause a game to switch weapons, it pulls you out of the experience of the game. And why would I want to be pulled out of my experience of the game? And out of all the things that makes this weapon system the worst for rotating through weapons, making it so you have to pause the game so I can even find it viable, is if you forget the order of your weapons temporarily and you rotate to the wrong weapon, and that weapon happens to be your heavy weapon, well, look how fast these weapons pull out. They're super fast. And then you rotate to your heavy weapon and you're slowed down. Now, to show this while moving, continue moving, slow. Now I'm back to my regular speed. It's just when you're drawing the weapon, it's super slow, and there's no good reason for that. So, rotating weapons isn't viable because you might pull out the wrong weapon, and it might actually really screw you over more than just stalling you for a couple seconds. Now, besides not liking this system here because of the pausing, there's also another flaw in it, and that is, after you select a weapon, there is no way to select a different weapon. You in fact have to release the menu, let him, and then be able to switch weapons, and then he will pull out the weapon that you selected the first time, and then quickly pull out the next weapon. And overall, that just seems like a really bad system for weapons. I feel like if I'm trying to switch weapons, which is already a time investment, I want to switch to my immediate weapon as fast as possible, and this game just hinders that on all turns. Another aspect of weapons which was done poorly is the ammo powers. And it's not that they're done horribly, it's just that as a Vanguard, I have 1 ammo power, and sometimes when you go down to a new planet, the ammo power will de-equip from your weapons, and you have to go through all of your weapons and re-equip them. And this wouldn't be so much of a problem if it wasn't for the fact that you usually don't notice it immediately, and when you really figure out you notice it is when you're in the middle of combat. And the ammo powers, like all the powers in this, activate a global cooldown on the rest of your powers, making it so that if you have to activate your ammo powers mid-combat, you have temporarily weakened yourself to make it so you can't use another power if you need it. Here's an example of I just got to this planet, and now my ammo power has been deactivated, and I have to go through all my weapons and reactivate the power. I really don't understand why, since I only have 1 ammo power, why it couldn't have just assumed that I always want that ammo power activated and just use it automatically. The second major problem of the controls comes when you're in the space map. The map seems undecisive on whether it wants you to use spacebar for enter, or if it wants you to click a button for enter, as well as the fact is it also seems undecisive of when it wants you to push escape to go back, or if when you want to push a button to go back. I can't tell you how many times I have been in a planet scanning it, and I send down a probe, and then I decided, okay, I'm done with this planet. I click escape, and then I click escape again, and then I end up here, and not where I actually intended to be. Well, I hope you enjoyed my complaints about Mass Effect 2. This is my first attempt ever doing one of these videos. Hopefully later ones will be better, as this one felt a bit rushed because I wanted to get it out before Mass Effect 3 came out. Thank you for listening.